the world. And we have to be careful not to fall into the trap of normalization, where we lose track of what's happening around us. Things are just normal. عادي, you know? It's like, I used to work with some, in one Muslim country, as a school principal, and I used to call the shabab and say, Ustaz, عادي, everything's عادي. I said, Akhi, what about this? عادي, Ustaz. عادي, everything. عادي means like, it's normal. It's okay, no issue. And it's difficult because no matter which way you want to go about this, there's always going to be some polarization. And this is bad. It's going to happen. It's normal. There's always be some polarization. There's always, if you're going to say something a bit more hard, there's going to be people with you and people against you. There's going to be something more lenient, there's going to be people with you, people against you. This is how it is. And that's why the Tabi'een, they used to say that don't be fooled by the people who praise you, or say, because today they're with you, tomorrow they're against you. It can change very fast. So we should always try to do our best to give evidence for what we say. And this evidence should be as close as possible, with قال Allah, قال Rasul, contextualizing, understanding, and then خلاص, we leave it at that, right? What we do, what people do, what anyone takes and does, this is in the end up to them. At the same time, we have to realize that we're not better than anyone, and we should remind ourselves first that, okay, one day you're sitting in front, sometimes you're sitting in the back, but first and foremost, this reminder should benefit us, and we should take heed first and foremost, because it's so easy today to point fingers and then forget what we're doing. So we are human beings, we're insan, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us with, we have mistakes, of course. كل بني آدم خطاء. Every son and daughter of Adam, they make sins, they commit mistakes. No doubt, everyone. This is, subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala خلقنا كده. And He created us like this. Yeah, you have to understand. And in looking at this, we have to, it's also a reminder for us that who we are when we deal with other people. That we don't think that we're better or that we look down upon it. However, at the same time, it doesn't stop us from reminding. وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ ذِكْرَ تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. So remind, for indeed the reminder benefits the believers. So having said that, and there's a crisis that we are going through. There's many crises. But one of them, I would say, it affects or it deals with the fitrah and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us. Right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. The best way, right? This is the no doubt. ثُمَّ رَدَدْنَاهُمْ أَسْفَلَ سَافِلِينَ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us in the best way. But things, the environment, our circumstances affect us. We know that. We know that things affect human beings. Small things as well as big things. For example, if you have a friend who is good, it will affect you towards good. If you have a friend who's bad, he's going to affect you towards bad. And as the Prophet said, "Al-mar'u ala din khalil." The person is upon the deen or the way of his friend, the environment, people around you, and so on. Al-Hadid. So be careful who you befriend. So in one of these issues, these crises, is that the lines between men and women have become very blurry. And of course, there's people say, conspiracy theories and this and that, times are advancing, who cares? It's not actually like that, you're getting it wrong. And today I'm going to try to prove to you, inshallah, from the Quran and Sunnah, and with contextualization of what the Sahaba did and the Prophet ﷺ, that there's a big difference between men and women. There's a big difference between men and women in the way Allah created us, in the way the Sharia is applied. And it's supposed to be like that because that's actually the beauty of it. Because in the Sharia, by opposites, you know something, right? Like if we know what manhood is, we can know what femininity is, and vice versa. But we have the shaitan, who is the big Rais here, is the big leader for these movements, is basically trying to get people to get confused. And it is a confusion. Now, this confusion is packed in legislation. So that anyone like me or like you cannot say, oh, this is wrong. What do you mean it's wrong? How can you say it's wrong? Hate speech, blah, blah, blah. Even though by constitution and you're supposed to be able to have so-called freedom of speech in it. We're not calling anyone to. I'm not saying, hey brother, go outside and beat someone up right away, when you see them, right? That's not what we're saying. But you see, because of the fear that you might make some sense to people, and they might be like, oh, wait a second, this is not right. You should wake up, right? People now they're trying to protect their misguidance and their confusion by legislating certain things. And they enter, and that's when you know that things can change very easily. They enter at a very low level in the developmental process of a child. What does a 6-year-old boy or girl have to know about some of these things that are being pushed? And how come they don't even know yet, how to read properly? And they're already being conditioned. And some people say, Adi. Now there's some wake-up call, there's some push back, but it is quite late actually. If you follow the development of these confusions, it is a bit late. It's been happening for a while. And we've been, for those who are, I guess, somehow considered extreme a bit, we've been saying for a while, hey guys, there's a problem. How about we talk about it? How we talk about more about it? Let's raise awareness. Let's warn parents. Now the parents are protesting. Now the parents are going and talking to places, parliament and all that. They're pushing back, board of directors, school boards and so on. Now, but it's been happening for a long time. And a lot of the damage has been done. A lot of the damage has been done. We have kids now coming and saying, I don't know if I am a man. Am I a man? Girls come and say, what is a woman? Am I a woman? Getting confused. It's a confusion. It is the most evident thing, biologically speaking. It's so simple, right? Yet, imagine how easy people got confused. Like, I'm telling you, there are people who are genuinely, they don't know. They think like, I don't know. I don't know, I feel this way. And in doing so, they take some huge measures in now changing the structure of their bodies to fit this misguidance and this misunderstanding and confusion. And not just that, look at the consequences of those things. Physically, psychologically, right? And yet still they're passing on legislation to protect this confusion, this dhulm. I mean, people are dying. People are actually dying. how come? Where's the protection of human rights and all these things that we're talking about? It's legal, isn't it? It's legalities. Like, okay, we're here in America, we're following the law. Maybe we're the best citizens out of everyone. Muslims were, very law-abiding. As soon as the restrictions came, we're the first ones to close the masjid. We're very law-abiding. But, so how come even intellectually you cannot challenge this? Right? Well, we're going to do that, inshallah, today. So, for us as Muslims, should be no confusion. If people want to be confused, inshallah, it's our opportunity to do da'wah and to hopefully solve this. And as I was saying in my khutbah, and Islam is the solution to all of mankind's problems. We should never think that Islam is just a religion, deen bayna adiyan, a religion amongst other religions. It is we have big problems with aqidah now. We have big issues. If we think Islam is just, and amongst other religions, it's one religion. Do what you want. We have dealings with people, mu'amalat, as the Prophet ﷺ had. We understand these dynamics. Alhamdulillah, no issues. But we don't think that it's all good, just a bunch of spikes on one wheel, they're all part of the same thing. It's not. It is not. For us, Islam is the solution to all of the world's problems. I said all these drinking and driving, intoxication, addictions, Islam solves it in, because these things are haram. Poverty, Islam solves it in. Zakat, sadaqah, all these things. Imagine if the Muslim world pays zakat properly, just the Muslim world, and the whole poverty will be. Isn't that one of the 2030 objectives for UNESCO and for NATO and for all these big organizations to eradicate, hunger and poverty? But Islam is sadaqah, zakah, and zakah it's not that you choose to pay, by the way. It's like it's taken from you. It's not yours. You have to take. It's been, this is like there's someone who will come to you technically and check and pull it and take it from you and give it to who needs to. So if you look at anything, any issues that are causing problems in this world today, you name me one problem, I'll give you the solution from Islam. What is the poverty? Solved? It will be solved. Hunger, solved. What else? Even like some of the diseases and stuff like that, right? They come from being not good. They're not, even the point, that you make wudu 5 times a day or 6, or how many times you go to the bathroom, the way we wash ourselves causes so many good things and eradicates so many diseases and so many problems that people are dying from. So Islam is the solution for everything. We have to believe it. We have to push it. We have to promote it. And it's the solution for this confusion today. Is this confusion bringing any khair and any goodness? It's not. Just looking at it objectively and assessing the problem, it's causing more and more problems. And especially this confusion between men and women, what is a man and what is a woman, is causing instability in the family. It's reducing the chances of brothers and sisters getting